Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today I am doing the bookshelf book tag. So I saw Andy from Andy Reads do this tag a couple months ago, but because I recently just did a bookshelf tour, I thought it was fitting that I should do the bookshelf book tag. It asks questions about your shelves and books on the shelves, and I thought it would be fun because I just went through the shelves myself and saw what I had on them, because if you're a book hoarder like me, you forget what you have on your shelves. Anyway, I am looking down because I have the 11 questions on my computer, and I am going to read them off one by one and answer them. That's how a tag works. Okay, question number 1, how many bookshelves do you have? So I think this means like bookcases. And so I've got 5 in this immediate library here. And we're just gonna focus on these books because I have shelves everywhere else in my house, but just random books on those, not really ones that I consider a part of my library. So 5, did I say 5? 4 full bookcases, and then this one little half one in the corner. How many books are on your bookshelves? Am I gonna count? You betcha. I think the answer is 643. Woo! And that's not including like the ones I have off of my shelves that are like I'm reading right now. So yeah, 643 on these shelves alone. Okay, how do you organize your books? So I kind of said this or showed this in my bookshelf tour, but I've got a TBR cart, which is immediate TBR. And I've got this shelf, which is all TBR, books that I need to read. The middle shelf in the corner is kind of collections of books. So I've got book of the month. I've got my favorite authors in the corner. This shelf is all books that I've read, and it's organized by genre. And then I've got nonfiction, YA, middle grade, and then books that I don't really touch / my husband's books. So, but I guess more generally, they are organized by genre. What is the oldest book on my bookshelf? And it says it's open to interpretation. So do I go by publishing year or do I go by what looks the oldest and worst? I think I'm gonna go by publishing year. One second, I've got a spreadsheet that tells me, no, I don't. I don't have a spreadsheet that tells me the year it was published. How do I do this? I'm gonna go by the first book I remember ever owning, and that is Junie B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus by Barbara Park. These are the first books I remember reading on my own, definitely the first chapter books, and yeah, probably the oldest. It was for $3.99. It was copyrighted in 1992, so obviously not the oldest published, but definitely the oldest that I remember having on my physical shelves. So, the oldest book. So now we're on to question number 5, and it is, what is the newest book on your bookshelf? So we just did oldest, now we've got to do newest, and I just did a haul. So the newest book that I have acquired is Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld, and this is probably the newest published too, because I think it just came out in March. I don't know, it says 2023. So probably the newest published and the newest on my shelves, thanks to Book of the Month. And yeah, this one sounds like it is Saturday Night Live with a romance budding from one of the writers and a guest host that they have on the show. Sounds great, and the newest one on my shelves. The next is, what is the longest book on your bookshelf? Okay, it's between 2. Let me look. So I thought it was going to be Les Mis, but that's only 800 some pages. Coming in at 1,443 pages, we've got The Fiery Cross by Diana Gabaldon. I believe this is book number 5 in the Outlander series, and I have these small mass market paperbacks for some reason, and this is a brick. It literally is about the size of a brick. And I read it. I have read it. But it's a long one, and I somehow have 2 copies of it on my shelves. I have the larger floppy paperback, and then I have the mass market paperback. I don't know why I have 2. I don't know. I struggle with this series quite a bit, but I can't give it up because I love, love, love the TV series. I watched that with my husband, and so I like to read the book before we watch the next season in the series. So I think I'm caught up to book 6, but I know that there's 10, so got to keep reading these. All right, on to question number 7. What is the shortest book on your bookshelf? Coming in at 29 pages. The shortest book I have on my shelves is The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman. Now, this is just a poem that she recited at Joe Biden's inauguration in 2021, but it's still in book form and it's 29 pages long. And I mean, the words take up not even all of the page. So yeah, definitely very short. And the shortest I would consider on my physical shelves. I have some of my kids' books on my shelves, but I'm not going to count those as in this shortest versus longest. All right, we're trucking along. Question number 8 is, what is the predominant genre on your bookshelves? I think it's really close between contemporary, so kind of general fiction, and romance. I also think in a close third is historical fiction. Yeah. Those are the top 3. I think contemporary would win out, then romance, then historical fiction. Question number 9 is, have you done a bookshelf tour? Yes, I just did one. I will link it up above. I'm not sure quite when this video is coming out, but it just came out like a few days ago as of the time I'm filming this. But again, I will link it up above, and it goes through every single shelf of these 5 bookcases. Question number 10 is, go on a random number generator and talk about the book that corresponds with that number. Okay. Didn't I say 643? Oh my gosh. I hope it's a small one so I don't have to go through and count all these again. I'm going to do the 3, click it 3 times and generate, and I'm just showing you on my computer because I don't want to screen record. That's too long, or it takes too much brain power. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 370. Okay, I actually remember where 400 was, so I'm going to count backwards from that and talk about that book, which it's either going to be in the reference section or in my YA middle grade shelf, so let's check. Okay, I didn't cheat at all with this one, and it's in the reference section. It is What to Expect When You're Expecting. I got this book when I was expecting our first son, Theodore, about 4 years ago, and I still have it because it's actually a really great reference. It goes basically week by week on how the baby is developing, about what kind of symptoms you will have. It goes through birth, it goes through postpartum. It's the pregnancy book that every woman should read, or every parent should read, about what to expect when you're expecting. This is the 5th edition by Heidi Murkoff and Sharon Maisel. It says, the all-in-one guide that explains everything you need to know and can't wait to find out about your amazing 9 months from conception to birth and beyond, featuring a week-by-week look at your baby and information just for dads throughout. It is definitely just one that I keep for nostalgia, and if we ever decide to have another baby, I would look back at it and check out how the weeks are going and how the baby's progressing, and remember what things you need to remember when you're pregnant. I'm not pregnant, but I keep this because I hope in the future we will be pregnant with a 3rd. If we would have been just 1 away from that, I would have gotten Oh Crap potty training, which would have been way more funny to talk about, but we got What to Expect When You're Expecting. Question number 11, do you have fan merch or any other decorations on your bookshelf? Yes, I have a few things. I've got this turtle and bird that I cross-stitched. I've got my TBR jar that I pull prompts from for my deck of TBR game. I've got some various bees. I mean the letter B because my name is Becca. Oh, I've got this frog. That's pretty cool. A couple of things that you maybe don't see in my videos, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about. I've got this fan at the top of one of my shelves, and this was a fan that I got in Spain. Right after my senior year of college, so right after I graduated, I went on a tour with the concert band of my college, and we went to Spain. And so I got this fan to remember that time, and I just think it's really beautiful. I like the kind of brighter side, but then there's also a more muted colored side. And so I have this out. And then the much more nostalgic piece that I have, it's silly really, but I've got this Hamm's beer koozie, and my grandpa and grandma always drank Hamm's beer, and they died, my grandpa, wow, 13 years ago, and my grandma was 10 years ago, and at each of their funerals, don't tell anyone, but we buried them with a can of Hamm's beer. And so this just reminds me of my grandma and grandpa and the times we had together. So those are some of my more cutesy decorative things on my bookshelves. All right, that is the bookshelf book tag. I will link Andy down below in the description, and also where she first saw this book tag. I can't remember the original creator, but I will link all of that in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. My question for you is, what is the longest book on your bookshelf? You should look around and let me know in the comments down below how many pages and who can get the longest book in the comments down below. That would be fun. Like this video on your way out, consider subscribing to my channel if you'd like to see more bookish and bullet journaling content from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.